Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Jam Bets, Week 9 of the NFL season. We are about to be at the halfway mark of the 18-week season. I am Tike, joined as always by the number one Mamma Mia in the world. So we're gonna go over just a couple things here. We are going to recap our Thursday night game, Dolphins versus the Ravens. Ravens at the Dolphins. And then we're going to be diving into a couple fantasy players, couple projections. We're going to either think will overperform or underperform. And then we're going to give you a quick synopsis on our thoughts for the Bears versus the Bengals. Sunday football. So, Mamma Mia, you want to go ahead and kick us off with your recap?
Sure, Tike. Hope everyone had a happy Halloween and Day of the Dead. Lots of celebrating going on. Let's see. Thursday night, I had decided to take Mark Andrews to overperform. He's the tight end on those Ravens, and he was projected for 9.1 fantasy points. He came in with 16 fantasy points. He had 2 touchdowns. He caught 2 of 3 passes for 22 yards, and the 2 touchdowns put him over. So the Ravens just pretty much did whatever they wanted to against Miami. And Miami's GM got fired for that. I don't know. Somebody's head had a roll, I guess. My other pick on the Thursday night game was the running back of the Miami Dolphins, Devon Achane, and I said Devon Achane is going to underperform, and he did. He was projected for 21.7 fantasy points, and I just said when I looked at stuff that was a little rich. He came in pretty low. He came in at 15 fantasy points. He rushed 14 times for 67 yards, no touchdowns. He caught 6 of 10 passes for 39 yards, no receiving touchdowns. So, yeah, again, the Ravens, desperate teams show up, and this was a desperate team. And they took care of their business. Tyke, how did you do on Thursday night? What you were projecting?
I did okay, and yeah, you nailed your performances. Mark Andrews was just a touchdown machine, and Achen couldn't get it going. So bravo there, 2 for 2, Mamma Mia. I did pretty well as well over here. So I took Waddle to overperform, which he did. Waddle had 6 receptions, 82 yards, 14.2 fantasy points. And then I also took the Ravens to cover the 7.5 point spread, which they uh, more than covered. They won by 22 points. So pretty good on that front. We called that Thursday game pretty well. All right, let's move on to players and things that we like for Sunday. Mama Mia, I'll let you go. I'll let you do your first player, then I'll do the second, then you do your third.
Okay, my first player is Jonathan Taylor. The Indianapolis Colts are going into my Pittsburgh Steelers, who have got to get their act together. So I am thinking that Jonathan Taylor is going to run into a little bit of problem because of 2 things. Well, he does catch the ball a lot, but I think the rushing game, Pittsburgh's going to key on him and say, Danny Dimes, you're going to win. It's going to be on you. And Danny Dimes is due for a game where he is not going to be that Indiana Jones guy. He's due for an upset. Yeah, the Indianapolis Colts have won, is it 4 or 5 in a row now? They're on a tear. Jonathan Taylor is averaging 5.9 yards per carry. He's had 143 carries for 850 yards. He has 12 rushing touchdowns. He's got 25 receptions for another 206 yards and 2 more touchdowns. He's projected for 23 fantasy points. His average is 27.5 fantasy points. Okay, last 4 games. He had 41 points, fantasy points against Tennessee. He had 33 points against the Chargers. He had 24 points against Arizona and 31 points against Las Vegas. And so based on that, we think he's going to have 23 fantasy points? I don't think so. I think he's going to come in at about 20. So he has not rushed for over 17 in any games and 17 fantasy points in any of his road games. So he's on the road, and Pittsburgh's D is going to have to key on him if they plan on making it to the playoffs, because they have the Ravens breathing down their neck and possibly those sneaky little Cincinnati Bengals coming up with nobody paying any attention to them right now. So I think Jonathan Taylor is the key to stopping Indianapolis and giving them one of their losses this week. So that's where I'm at. I know I'm drinking the Pittsburgh Kool-Aid, but I think they're a better team than what they've been playing the past 2 weeks. And the offense has been playing pretty well. Aaron Rodgers has been playing very good football. They just need that defense to come together. And I'm sorry, you got Ramsey and TJ Watts and a bunch of other good players on that defense. This past 2 weeks is not typical Pittsburgh defense or their kind of defense. These guys are still pros, and they still will make it happen. So I think this is the week that this bear gets woken up, that these Steelers get going. I think that's going to happen. So that's my first one for the weekend. What have you got going, Tike?
So I've got first player I'm starting with. I'm starting with an overperformer. Amon-Ra St. Brown to overperform. Amon-Ra is only projected 74.5 yards. He is projected 18.6 fantasy points this week. I'm taking him against the Vikings. Historically, he has performed in games against the Vikings. On top of that, the Vikings play a cover 2, 69.4, or sorry, not a cover 2, a 2 high safety. 69.4% of their plays. Amon-Ra is very good against that type of coverage scheme. Amon-Ra is averaging on the season 3.23 yards per route ran against the 2 high safety. So even plays where the ball's not getting thrown to him, just when he's running routes against that type of scheme, he's averaging over 3 yards. And he's also averaging a 33% target share against 2 high safeties so far this season. The Vikings are also a very aggressive team. They will blitz at the highest rate in the NFL. The Vikings are blitzing at 43.8% of all defensive plays. So they're putting 2 high safeties and they're blitzing you. So they're basically saying we're not going to give up the high play or the explosive play, and we're going to try to sack your quarterback and get some negative net yards on you. However, Amon-Ra against the blitz, he is the go-to receiver in the NFL against the blitz. Against the blitz, Amon-Ra is averaging 4.89, almost 5 yards per route ran against the blitz. He is the absolute safety blanket for golf over there. He has the highest metric of that in the NFL. And on top of that, it goes with his yards, but he has almost a 40% target rate share against the blitz. He's getting the ball 39% of snaps when they're passing against the blitz. The ball's going to Amon. I'm taking Amon-Ra to exceed his fantasy points and his yards. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets in the end zone here. You know, when you're blitzing and doing 2 high safeties, it really only takes one missed tackle for a huge play. So I'm taking Amon to overperform there. Who else are you looking at, Mama?
Well, there has been a tight end on my bench for about 4 weeks now. That was like my first pick. Welcome back, Brock Bowers. Thank you for getting your knee healthy. I hope you're good to go, man. The first 4 games that you played, you scored 17 points against New England, 8 points against the Chargers, 9 points against Washington, and 9 against Chicago. He's got 43 fantasy points. He was supposed to be like number 1 tight end of the year. So he's got some making up to do here. Year to date, he's caught 19 of 27 passes for 225 yards, which is a decent average of 11.8 yards. He has no touchdowns. That's got to change. Now, this team he's playing, Jacksonville. Whoa, I don't know what's going on there. Their defense has given up 155 points this season. And Trevor, he is not a good quarterback. I'm sorry. He's just not. He's not. I feel sorry for Jacksonville because he was supposed to be the second coming. So Brock is projected to catch 5 of 7 targets for 59 yards, no touchdowns, 12.2 fantasy points. Well, I think he's going to definitely go over that. And I believe he's going to score a touchdown as well. He's overdue for that. So, Gino, I don't care how many interceptions you throw, just throw one to that guy in the end zone.
That's the joys of fantasy, right? You're like, I don't even care if this team wins. I just want my player to do well.
Yeah, I think I took Jacksonville with low points in my pick 'em. But I would not be surprised if, Jacksonville's just not a good team. They're just not. And they might they might start to be getting exposed here. But I'm not thrilled with the coach over at who's that old man? That old man from Seattle, Pete Carroll.
You hate Pete Carroll.
I do. I hate Pete Carroll more than you hate Sean Payton.
Probably. I think Bowers is a good pick. I think it's a good buy low spot coming back from his injury.
Right?
I think he's going to exceed 12 points as well. That's a good find, I think. So the other player I'm looking at Theo Johnson, the tight end on the Giants, to underperform. Theo Johnson is projected 41.5 receiving yards and exactly 10 fantasy points on ESPN. Theo Johnson has gone under 41.5 receiving yards 7 out of 8 games so far this season. And the one game where he exceeded that, he caught a deflected pass that wasn't even thrown to him for like a 40 or 50 yard gain. You take that out of there, he's under the past 8 games in a row. So I'm taking him to underperform. On top of that, the San Francisco Giants play pretty conservative defense. They play a lot of cover 3. And
49ers.
Sorry,
The 49ers.
49ers. Thank you. 49ers play a conservative defense. 49ers play the cover 3 and the cover 4 at a conservative 53.1% of all plays. So more than half of their defensive plays, they are in that coverage shell. Theo Johnson, against those two defenses, he has a 0.46 yards per route ran on the season and a 0.14 targets per route ran. So about a 14% target share against that, but not for a lot of yards. And then on top of that, now mind you, the 49ers did lose their star linebacker here. But the 49ers are pretty stellar this season against the tight end. They are the 10th best in the NFL. They're only allowing 45.5 yards per game to opposing tight ends. So unless Theo Johnson gets a touchdown here, I don't see him getting his fantasy points, and I do not see him getting his receiving yards. Now, he may have a couple screen passes But I don't see it being a favorable matchup for Theo. So I'm taking his under. All
Okay, I
right.
should bench him.
I think I would bench him. Mamma Mia, do you have another player or do you want to go right into the Bears Bengals?
I don't have another player. I'm ready for those Bears Bengals kind of. I know I didn't wear my Bears stuff because I'm
You're
not
you're
drinking the
you're
Kool.
you're a Steelers fan this week. It's all right.
Yeah, I'm not drinking the beer Kool-Aid this week.
Well,
Nope.
that's so the Bears are going into Cincinnati playing the Bengals. The Bears are a road favorite. The Bears are supposed to win by a field goal in this game. It's projected to be a pretty high scoring game. Vegas has the total at 51 and a half points. So I've got a couple notes on this game, Mamma Mia, but how about you go ahead and kick us off with what you're thinking, what you're watching for?
So the Bears don't have Swift. They don't have Burden. They don't have Rashawn. They're missing that Dominic Robinson, the defensive end. Caleb's been terrible the past couple of weeks. In the red zone, he's completed 57.1% of his targets, 4 touchdowns, 1 INT in the red zone. That's his red zone. But he improves tremendously within 10 yards. He completes 75%, and that's where the 4 touchdowns came in, by the way. And no interceptions when he's only out 10 yards, within 10 yards. So unless they get within 10 yards, I have no faith in Caleb scoring a touchdown through the air. Cincinnati is missing Hendrickson and possibly a linebacker, Wilson. Flacco, is he playing? I'm not sure.
Flacco looks to be playing, but Flacco is banged up.
Yeah, an AC sprain in his throwing shoulder. And not thrilled with that. If Flacco throws, he's got 7 touchdowns and 1 interception in the red zone so far. So he's a little bit better in the red zone than our Bears are throwing the ball. Minagi is the guy who's going to be running the ball. Cincinnati has the worst defense for that. They're giving up 150 rushing yards per game. But Monange in the red zone, 7 times, he's got 2 yards, 1 touchdown. So I'm really afraid that we don't have this, unless we come up with some new schemes, we're not good in the red zone. Who's going to be the goal line back? Caleb? DJ Moore? Loveland? I don't know. They brought some guy up called Britton Brown. I don't know.
He's a goal line back.
Okay, well, that's what they need. Rome's been pretty good. He's got 5 touchdowns. He's caught 31 of 57 for 473 yards. On the flip side, Jamar has 5 touchdowns as well. But he's caught 70 of 99 passes for 720 yards. And he's had 3 different quarterbacks throwing to him. Hello? The 70 catches is the league highest right now. Geez. I don't know. If Browning plays, we have more of a chance. But I think it'll be if Browning plays, does Chase score more touchdowns than Browning throws interceptions? I mean, that's the kind of scenario I'm looking at for that one. I'm not confident in the Bears winning this game. I'm not. I think Cincinnati is one of those desperate teams, just like Baltimore was last week. And they have this high-powered offense, even with Flacco. Not so much with Browning. I guess if Browning's in, it could be a 1-point game. But I'm thinking something like 27-30 and the Browns win. It'll be close.
The Bengals?
Maybe Yeah. I'm sorry, the Bengals. Yeah, not the Browns. We should be able to beat the Browns, but I'm not even sure of that right now. But I just don't trust what I'm seeing on the offense to be very productive. And I think it'll be under. You're saying it's a high scoring game. I think the script is going to be flipped here. That's my thoughts. I hope I'm wrong. That'd be great.
Well,
How about you?
you've got some good points there. So I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think the Bears need to win this game. I think this is a game the Bears should win. Flacco is hurt. Their Bengals defense is atrocious. Not that the Bears is much better, but the Bengals are atrocious. Trey Hendricks is injured. He's questionable. He may not play. If he does play, he's probably not going to be 100%. Flacco is hurt. I think if the Bears come out and get the Flacco's out. I haven't seen that. Is he?
No. I think Hendrickson is out.
I just checked the report. He's questionable.
Oh, he got upgraded. Okay.
Well, from what I saw, he was questionable. I hope he's out. I think the Bears need to hit Flacco early, legally, obviously, but need to hit him often, hit him early. I think if Flacco goes out and Browning plays, I think the Bears will beat Browning. Browning has shown he's not a good quarterback. Now, if Flacco plays, I don't know who's guarding Jamar Chase. Like no one on the Bears is going to guard Jamar Chase, and if we double team him, nobody's guarding T. Higgins either. So that scares the crap out of me. Bears have like their 8th defensive back, who's the most healthy guy playing this week. Tyreek Stevenson's on the injury report. Looks like he's going to play, but he's not going to one-on-one against Jamar Chase. I'm going to still take the Bears to cover. I think the Bears cover and win by more than a field goal. Now, if this game does go over, and this part might be a little selfish, if the Bears win this game 24-21, I will still be upset. The Bears need to score 30 points in this game. The Bears need 4 touchdowns and a field goal. Anything less than that is only a win because of the team we're playing. We need to score 30 points in this game, in my opinion, for it to be a legitimate win. If we anything other than that, if we score 28 points, 27 points, it's a fluke win. Bears need to score 30 points against this defense for it to be a legitimate win. So I'm taking the Bears to cover. And then for the Caleb tracker, Caleb is currently on pace for 3,973 passing yards. We need to get to that 4,000 passing mark. He needs to average not exactly, a little bit less than 260 yards per game passing to get 4,000 yards. This is a great opportunity to make up that margin against this terrible Bengals defense. So if Caleb passes for less than 260 yards this game, he's not getting 4,000 yards on the season. So I'm taking the Bears to cover. I'm also thinking Britton Brown scores a touchdown in this game as well.
Oh. Well, that'll be exciting.
So that's what I've got. You got any closing remarks, Mamma Mia?
There is a lot of get your popcorn ready games this week. Kansas City at Buffalo. Denver at Houston. Hello. Minnesota at Detroit. Oh my God. San Francisco at New York Giants. So it'll be a fun game. So yeah, this is a great weekend to just cuddle up and watch some football.
Yes, it is. All right, everyone. Good luck in fantasy. If you watched this far, please give us a like and subscribe. Please drop some fantasy questions you've got in the chat, and we will see you week 10. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.